What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I want to talk to you today about the Platypus Plus bottle. This is actually a flexible bottle, very much like the Vapor bottle, or the Vapor Eclipse bottle that I had reviewed a little while back. And you know, this is very comparable to it. It has actually an extra feature. It is a little bit more expensive, but again, this is also made in the USA like the Vapor Eclipse bottle is. Now, I've been really moving to these flexible water bottles over the past probably year. It's something that's interested me for a while, and I'm really getting into it because there's a lot of benefits to it. Now, where I got started off was, you know, with natural disaster bags, or some people call them bug out bags. You know, I bought some of these Nalgene canteens. So that way you can roll it up and throw it in a bag. This was the first thing I actually purchased related to flexible water bottles, if you will. And the difference that you'll see is this is really, I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, it's really, I'll say brittle, but it's really tough, strong, if you will. It's very plasticky. It's not very flexible. I mean, it's flexible, but it's very plasticky. With this, it's more of a flow. You can see there's no noise there. It's pretty much a quiet, it's kind of soft. There's a lot of, you know, stuff I like about this. And the thing that worried me initially was how durable is this going to be out in the wild. You go by all kinds of brush, you have thorns and pricklies and all kinds of crap out there in the wilderness. You know, is this going to stand up to it? And, you know, pleasantly, I've been surprised over the last year with using this. And what I'll do is I'll fill it up and I'll put it on the side of my bag. And, you know, just going through the woods, you know, hiking and backpacking, I don't really pay attention. I try to a degree, but you know, you can't pay attention to everything that your bag's brushing up against when you're going in through tight quarters. And you know, I haven't had, you know, here's two of the ones I have. See, this one's a little bit more used because it's a little more yellow. You'll kind of get that after the more you use them, as you can see there. But you know, I haven't noticed anything in regards to any kind of leakage, any kind of holes or punctures. I mean, these are pretty durable. Obviously, you know, it's a flexible film-based water bottle, so of course it is going to, you know, get punctured at some point. It's going to fail at some point based on having a puncture hole. But you know, that's what you're going to have to deal with. And to combat that to a degree, when you go into the wilderness, when you go backpacking, when you use these bottles, bring an extra one with, just in case something goes awry. You know, if something happens and you puncture it, you know, just bring another one with, and it weighs nothing, okay? These weigh, you know, barely anything. And the thing that you're gonna notice with this, and this is the biggest thing I've noticed, is, you know, say you get a water bottle, okay? Here's a Aqua, this is actually a water filter bottle, but let's just, you know, use this as a bottle. And we have it filled up, and you can see here, you know, if they're filled up, they're relatively the same size. This one's a little bit, you know, a little bit more compact. This one's a little thinner. So, you know, when it comes to overall profile, when it comes to having the water in there, they're about the same. But the thing that this has over this is, once you're done drinking this, you still have this amount of mass, if you will. This rolls up to this. Okay, look at that. Okay, it rolls up super small, super tiny, super lightweight. With this, you still have this huge bulky thing. So what I ended up doing is I'll carry a couple of these in, depending on, you know, the amount of ones I want to carry in, depending on the amount of time I'm out, etc., amount of water available. You know what, you just roll them up and throw them in your pack, and you know, even here's two of them rolled up. So I could have 64 ounces for the same size empty as this is about 28 ounces. So, you know, you tell me, you know, and weight-wise, this is definitely a little bit heavier as far as the material and the walls on this compared to this stuff. So it's definitely one thing that's appealed to me with the flexible water bottles. You know, I'm just starting to get away from carrying one solid bottle. That way I just carry all of these flexible bottles. And like I said, I also carry one extra one in case something goes wrong. And you know, it has not let me down yet. Now, the really cool thing with these Platypus Plus bottles is they have a silverized antimicrobial film on the inside. So, you know, all that nastiness and grunginess and all that, it kind of is pushed to the wayside, if you will, pushed to the side, because, you know, it has that film coating on the inside. Now, the thing that I will tell you is these take a long time to dry out. You know, once you get them home and you fill them up, and you know, I'll kind of blow it up like that, and I'll let it in the dishwasher, in the drain, the drying rack, if you will. It does take a while to drain out and dry out, and that's because of this really tiny hole right here. Most of the other ones you'll see on the market have a bigger, you know, size opening, kind of like this Nalgene. Even the Eclipse bottle has a small opening as far as where you drink it, but where it connects into the bottle itself, it's a rather large opening. So drying out, it doesn't take that long. But with this one, because it has a small opening, you know, there's a few things that are a problem with this small opening. Number one, putting ice in here is definitely a problem. Number two, putting some sort of a hydration solution, if it's a tablet form, you have to break it in half to get it in here. So there's a lot of different things that could be a potential problem. Putting ice in here is definitely something that's a problem. You know, if that's something that you do before you go out in the summertime and before you go out into the wild, if you throw some ice in your bottle, you are going to have a problem getting in there because it's such a tiny opening. They do sell another opening, which is a squirt bottle top, but again, they really, I think they could definitely add on, or at least have an option for a bigger opening here. As far as carrying it, and this little handle right here, it's made of harder plastic. It's kind of blended in here, and I haven't had any problems there. It hangs really well. It's blended in there. I haven't had any problems with the construction of these bottles. I think I have about 4 or 5 of these now. I haven't had any problems with the construction of them. They stand up, you know, straight once you get the water in there because of this design at the bottom, which is pretty much how everyone's doing it. Once it fills up, it kind of sits straight and you don't have any problems. Now, the one cool thing about this bottle, since it's clear, and including this Nalgene canteen, is the fact that you can use these in the solar filtration of water, if you will. Now, I don't believe in it completely, but there is a way of filtering your water, if you will. When I say filtering, but purifying your water, if you will, where you use a clear bottle and you fill it up and you put it out there in the sun. You know, for example, if it's a relatively sunny day, you put it outside for 8 hours in the sun, and the UV rays that go through the clear packaging here, it's going to purify to a degree the water that you have in there. So if you're in a really bad situation, you know, it's one way you can you know, purify your water to a degree. Now, my own personal opinion on that is that you're not going to purify it to the best of your ability, but if you're in a pinch and it's the only thing you got, that's what you're going to have to do. So throwing this outside, you can have that option with this because it has a clear packaging. Same thing with this. With some other ones out there in the market, like the Eclipse bottle, like from Vapor, that comes in colors, so you don't have that ability. So that's one thing this does have over that. Is it a huge you know, thing here or there? You know, to my knowledge, not really. You know, it's just one thing I noticed that you could definitely do with this that you couldn't with, say, the Vapor, the Vapor Eclipse bottle that I reviewed in the past. And this is when it's laid out all the way, it's 11 by 6. So I mean, it does. When you're looking at it like this, it is rather large. I mean, it's not really that much larger than this because it's completely flat. But once you roll it rolls up extremely small. You're probably looking at a 6 by 4 area. But I really enjoyed these. I really like using the flexible water bottles. They definitely do come in handy with a lot of different situations. They weigh a lot less than if you carry a couple of these in. They're definitely a lot, you know, they take up a lot less room. And that's the reason why I started using them, and I'm definitely going to continue using them. So if you guys are looking for a really, you know, good flexible water bottle that's again made in the USA, just like the Vapor Eclipse bottle that I reviewed a few weeks back, you know, this Platypus Plus bottle has a lot going for it with the silver antimicrobial interior, including having the clear, durable outside and exterior that it has. So if you guys are looking for a really great American-made flexible water bottle as an alternative maybe to the Vapor Eclipse that I reviewed a few weeks ago, you know, this has a few more things going for it with the antimicrobial interior that's silverized. And the exterior here that's clear, that kind of gives you that option for water purification in an Armageddon scenario, something I'm sure every single person is thinking about. But if you're looking for a good, you know, USA made product, this definitely is it. If you guys want to you know, leave comments, that's great, down below there, you're always welcome. If you guys have Platypus stuff, go ahead and put it down there in the comments section, or make a video of your own regarding Platypus gear. And until next time, later. What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I want to talk to you today about the Platypus bumping the camera bottle.